Winters are quickly transitioning to summer-like conditions in North India, shortening the spring season. This according to researchers at the US-based Climate Central. Their analysis of temperature data since 1970 has revealed abrupt changes in temperatures occurring in late winter across North India. Now, the average temperatures in states in North India showed either a cooling trend or a slight warming in January, followed by strong warming in February. The researchers said this indicates that these regions are now experiencing abrupt transition from cool winter-like temperatures to much warmer conditions traditionally observed in March. The most significant jump in warming rates was observed in Rajasthan, where the average temperature in February was 2.6 degrees Celsius higher than in January. Now, a total of 9 states and union territories showed a January-February difference of more than 2 degrees Celsius. Reports said it feels like spring has disappeared in parts of India. The analysis also suggested that winter overall is warming across India, with every region showing a net warming trend during winters. The global average temperatures have risen by more than 1.3 degrees Celsius since 1850, and 2023 was the hottest year on record. Well, for more on this, Mahesh Palwat, the Vice President at Skymet Weather, is joining us live from New Delhi. Mahesh, my first question to you. The beautiful spring season, which is said to be waning across India and North India in particular, well, it is witnessing, especially North India, an abrupt transition from winter to summer-like conditions about which we just spoke. What, according to you, are the primary reasons behind this jump?
See, Isha, we have seen the climate change is taking place and its impact is seen all over the globe, not only in India. Europe is also warming up. And now the spring season is shrinking. This year we have seen the temperatures were much higher than average in the month of October, November, December, as well as in the month of January, because lack of western disturbance, intensity and frequency of western disturbances were very, very less. And there was practically no snowfall over western Himalayas until January. And snowfall starts occurring over western Himalayas in the month of February and March. So this is the gradual shift in weather pattern, or you can say climate, and the winters are becoming warmer, and the transition from winter to summer was very smooth earlier. If you see during last one decade, there's a gradual trend, increasing trend in temperatures. So just after January, temperatures are jumping, or you can say steep rise is being witnessed over North India, particularly Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Rajasthan, and western parts of Uttar Pradesh. So this the main reason is the global warming, climate change, and the greenhouse gases are increasing in the atmosphere. And when greenhouse gases increases, they have the capacity to trap the heat in sun's insolation in the lower atmosphere, leading to rise in temperatures. So now in future also, we will see this trend will continue, and soon after winters, there will be intense summer. Yeah.
Okay, that almost sounds ominous, Mahesh. And while you did touch upon the reasons for this, I know my next question warrants a rather elaborate answer, but broadly mention a few key points for our viewers if you can. Now, there has been a severe rise in erratic conditions, not just in India, but worldwide. How do you think we can, that is, if at all we can, get a hold on stable climatic conditions?
See, we have to reverse the impact of climate change by reducing the emission of greenhouse gases and transforming from traditional energy to green energy like solar power, nuclear power. And the impact of this climate change and sudden warming of atmosphere in the month of February itself leads to reduction in, food output or crop output, quality and yield of crops are decreasing, depleting, because rabi crops, particularly in northern parts of the country, need extended winters. until March, first week of March or second week of March. Then they are ready for harvesting in the month of April. So this impact of climate change, or you can say sudden increase in temperatures, is also taking toll on the agriculture output also. So the main you can say the remedy will be the reduction in greenhouse gases, and the depleting green cover across the globe should be restored, and there should be plantation drive, and after doing the plantation, the plants should be preserved, because we have seen there are plantation drives across the country. Lakhs of plants and trees are planted, but they are not maintained, and they will die up, eventually die up, leading to barren lands. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mahesh, for joining us on the broadcast. Meanwhile, members of climate movement Extinction Rebellion protested outside the London headquarters of the British broadcaster GB News. They said the broadcaster receives fossil fuel payments. Protesters sprayed the building with black paint meant to represent oil and blocked the entrance with a metal tripod.
So we're outside GB News. We're also occupying the office at Sloane Street, which is Marshall Wace. The owner of that is Paul Marshall, who also co-founded GB News and has recently pumped more money into this station. The reason why we target both those offices, Marshall Wace is a hedge fund that invests heavily in fossil fuels and continues to do so, and uses the platform here to showcase presenters, climate denial, sceptic stuff, real sort of division, hatred, all that sort of stuff that's showcased here through GB News.
The group says it wants an emergency response from governments and a mass move away from polluting industries to avert the worst scenarios of devastation outlined by scientists.
We want to highlight the link between the fossil fuel industry and the news that's being spun out of here to everyone across the country, and say it's time to tell the truth, and actually is he the most responsible person to be in control of media outlets and also looking to purchase more. So yeah, we're here to highlight that today.
Now, in a push to boost sustainable transport, a Dubai-based plant is recycling used cooking oil to produce biodiesel. Experts say biodiesel has the potential to be a really useful tool to reduce carbon emissions. Here's a report.
This UAE plant is turning used cooking oil into biofuel. Dubai-based Luta Biofuels hopes its biodiesel will help boost sustainable transportation in one of the world's major oil-producing countries.
We are seeking for a sustainable transportation in the UAE for now, and we are seeking for a mandatory blend similar to what we are having in the whole world.
As the global race for the low-carbon fuel gathers pace, fuel made from vegetable oil and waste cooking oil are expected to play a central role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the transportation sector. Luta Biofuels says it collects 500,000 litres of used cooking oil every month and converts it into biodiesel and other products. The company says it produced over 770 tonnes of biofuel in 2023. CEO Yosef bin Saeed Al Luta explains how it works.
The mix of the biofuel is very easy. It's not a nuclear science. It's actually an oil. We mix it with methanol and potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide, either. So this is actually the mix based on how much it has to be based on the free fatty acid percentage of the oil that we can put the mixture.
The UAE seeks to reach net zero emissions by 2050. But in 2023, an independent research group said the country was far off track to meet its climate targets if it went ahead with plans to expand oil and gas production and use. That same year, The UAE government updated its targets, including raising the share of clean energy in the UAE's total energy mix to 30% by 2030. Luta Biofuels is not the first company to turn cooking oil to power vehicles. In remote Australian outback, drivers are using cooking fat to charge their electric vehicles. And in this Californian plant, a plan was in place to turn used cooking oil, soybean oil and beef fat into renewable diesel. Paul Hellier is a professor of sustainable energy engineering at University of College London.
A fuel like a biodiesel from waste cooking oil is a really useful tool for us right now to start reducing our carbon emissions. I think where there are those transport sectors where electric vehicles are going to take longer to be put into use, so like the heavy goods vehicles and aviation, I think we have an opportunity to develop a broader range of renewable fuels and mix those together.
Asia's largest tulip garden in Srinagar will be open to the public from the 23rd of March. The garden has over 1.7 million tulips of 73 varieties. Hundreds of gardeners are working tirelessly to make sure that the garden is in full bloom at the time of its opening. Take a look at this as we come to the end of our climate updates. However, news and updates continue after this.
Srinagar's Tulip Garden, located below the Zabarwan Hills, overlooking the world-famous Dal Lake, is looking no less than a floral wonderland. And the gardeners are working overtime to see all is prim and proper.
First of all,
Tulip Garden is an internationally recognized garden and it plays an important role for the tourism sector in Kashmir Valley. We always try to add new attractions to the garden every year, and this time too, we have added floral surprises. We have introduced new vibrant color schemes with 5 new varieties, and apart from that, we have added daffodils and hyacinths. 1.7 million tulips will be blooming in the garden this year.
Work has been on for the past 6 months ahead of the opening, and that's besides intensive planning work much before that. Besides tulips, as the name suggests, other varieties of flowers including hyacinths, daffodils, muscari and cyclamens have been nurtured to add to appeal. The Floriculture Department in Srinagar is confident that past tourism footfall records will be broken this year.
We have had overwhelming tourist footfall last year. The garden opens for a month and we saw 3.72 lakh visitors last year, and this year we are hopeful that we will break all the previous records. Our planting pattern depends on the blooming period, and we have given a schematic planting of these tulips this year, and in coming years we will make sure that the garden's longevity expands, and from next year onwards we will have cherry blossoms and the garden will be kept open during the month of May as well.
The Tulip Garden in Srinagar goes back to 2008, inaugurated by then Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad. The focus at the time was attracting tourists to the valley during the spring season. It became part of the record books last year as Asia's largest tulip garden. Every year, a new attraction is added to Asia's largest tulip garden located in Srinagar, with 5 new varieties and over 1.7 million tulips ready to bloom this year. The Department of Horticulture and Tourism are expecting that all the previous records of tourist footfall will be broken this year. With video journalist Feroz Idris Loan for WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.